ready to tell the story? Hi everyone, so here he is, my little Rudolph. Just kidding. This is baby Izzy, and we're going to tell the story of how you were born. It's quite the story. Looking back, it feels like it wasn't even me, like someone just told me the story, like I didn't even experience it. The things that happened are so crazy. So let's rewind and go back to the week that he was supposed to be born. At 40 weeks, nothing ever happened. I never had those Braxton Hicks contractions. Everything was normal. Baby didn't want to get born. I guess you were very comfortable, weren't you? And so nothing ever happened. I sometimes had low back pain, but looking back, I think it was just him kind of like kicking me into my back, and it'd be such a sharp shooting pain into my back. It was quite painful, but it just went away, and I don't think it was those Braxton Hicks contractions. And so a week goes by, kind of. I had a induction scheduled at the hospital. It was going to be a Saturday. My husband was going to be off work. I had this whole plan kind of in my head. We were going to go there early in the morning on a Saturday. They're going to induce me. We'll just have a baby on that Saturday. And that was going to be it was going to be 8 days past my due date. And so the week goes by, 40 weeks plus 3, 4, 5 days. And I'm praying, God, please let this baby be born naturally. I really didn't want to do the induction. I was kind of scared of it. And I'm praying, and I just kind of give up. I just start to think, okay, we're gonna go there on Saturday. We're gonna have this baby. I guess I have to get induced because he just is too comfortable in my belly. And yeah, I kind of gave up. And I guess my husband was thinking the same, because I guess we were just thinking Saturday we're gonna have our baby, right? So what happened is that I actually went into labor on Friday night at 1:30 a.m. My contractions started. Really tough, because at that point I had slept like 1 hour. So I always hoped that my contractions would start in the morning, that I would have a good night's sleep, that I would be well rested, and that's when it would start. But of course, no, it happened at 1:30 a.m. I started downloading an app, a contraction tracker, and turns out they're so consistent, 3 minutes apart, lasting 1 minute. And I just kind of kept tracking them. I was kind of in denial, like thinking, okay, is this labor? It felt like a really strong period cramp. And so I tracked them for an hour and a half, bless you. And they just keep staying the same. They keep getting more intense, quite strong. And then I decided, okay, this must be labor. I go to wake up my husband. It's around 3 a.m. We're so tired. We didn't sleep. And then he says something like, can't you just hold it in? And I said, no, I think this is real labor. And we gotta go to the hospital. Like, this is happening right now. So we're both kind of in denial, but then we're just like, okay, let's go. So we get our dogs ready, we let them out into the backyard, lock them up in their crate, we pack all our stuff, go to the car, and then we start driving. And it's an hour and 15-minute drive to the hospital from where we live. We kind of live in a remote place. And after like 2 minutes of driving, we realize the tank is almost empty. Can you imagine? It's 3 a.m. There's no gas station open here. There's some kind of co-op gas station where you need a card. That's 24/7 gas station, but we don't have that card. So he asked me, so is there any gas station that's open? And he gets me to Google those things, and I say, no, they're all closed. And he says, go look at the tank. Is it gonna reach? because I used to make that drive once a week to you know, get checked on the baby. And I said, well, it looks like it might work out, but it was so concerning. Like, it was just crazy. Can you imagine? I'm in labor, we're in the middle of nowhere, the tank is almost empty, but we gotta drive for an hour and 15 minutes, and we gotta get there. I'm like holding myself up in the car seat. That was the most uncomfortable car ride of my life, I'm not gonna lie. I have to sit there for an hour and 15 minutes, and there's so much pressure. Like, I was literally sitting like this. I was lifting myself off because that gave me some relief. And so we started making this plan. What are we gonna do if we run out of gas? Well, we have to pull over to some random people's remote house, ask them for a ride or some gas. And he starts asking me, can you Google what's the most fuel efficient speed? And so we were driving more slow. We were driving 80 kilometers an hour. Oh, that was quite the drive. I'm never gonna forget that. And so painful. My contractions are staying the same, so consistent. They last for 1 minute, 3 minutes apart. My husband starts playing music from his phone to distract me. That really helped. We sang together. Maybe that's why you like music so much. We've been singing the whole time. Yeah? Are you okay? Are you okay? And so we finally get there. We make it on fumes, they say. Running on fumes. And we get there. They do this cervical check. It was super painful. But she says I'm 3 centimeters dilated, and later on they changed it to 4 centimeters. So I go to the room where I was gonna have the baby in, and it's a spacious room, got a bathtub, and quite nice. So now it's like 4:35 a.m. It's early in the morning. Super painful contractions, and I just keep walking around, rocking back and forth, trying to concentrate through those contractions. And I start shivering so hard the whole way through labor. And you're getting unhappy? I love you. So we get there to our room, just keep laboring. I didn't go into the bathtub yet. I try out the birthing ball. Doesn't really help me at all. I have never had one during my whole pregnancy, so I was just walking, just standing around, walking around, trying to make progress, because I knew that if I keep moving, and especially in this early stage, I will progress faster. And so then what happened? They bring in the breakfast. I can't really eat anything. I go into the bathtub at like 8 a.m. Was good. It felt so much better. The second I stepped in there, so much better. It just really takes off that edge off of the pain. And they check me again at 10:30, and they say I'm 5 to 6 centimeter dilated. So I'm hopeful. This is good progress, right? I'm hopeful. This is my first baby, so it's gonna take a while, and it's not gonna be that quick. So I was prepared for that. And so contractions kind of started slowing down a bit. They were shorter and further apart, but still intense. I think they're getting more intense. And what happened then? They slowed down but got more intense. They checked me again at 12:50 p.m., so close to 1 p.m. lunchtime. I'm 7 centimeters dilated. I'm happy about that. Really hopeful, really excited to, get the baby out at this point. Pretty painful, and I'm getting kind of impatient. Shaking so much, literally the whole time. And what happened then? Just the whole time in and out of the bathtub, so uncomfortable. And the whole time I'm not taking any of their pain medications, right? They offer me their epidural, they offer me their laughing gas, some kind of morphine, I don't know. I just kind of had that plan of trying it out naturally and just kind of wanted to see if it's possible. And it turns out it is possible. Really, really painful, but it is possible. And yeah, I would do it again, honestly. So I keep laboring. There's not really much progress until 5 p.m. They check me again and I'm still 7 centimeters dilated, so they decide to break my water. I was so scared of it. I said to the doctor, I'm so scared. And she showed me that tool. It looks kind of like a crocheting needle. And it's not sharp or anything. And she said it doesn't hurt. But after they break it, your contractions are going to pick up. It's going to hurt a lot more. And it sure did. As soon as they broke my water, first of all, I felt like 10 pounds lighter. All this water coming out. I was like... it was kind of relieving, but then I felt the contractions and it was really so intense. So I said, can I go right back into the bathtub? They said, sure. And then I stayed there for quite a while and just working through my contractions. Not really able to talk through them anymore. And I said, oh, when's the doctor gonna come? When's the doctor gonna come? I need to push this baby out really soon. And they said, no, you have to wait until you're 10 centimeters dilated. I'm so scared of these cervical checks. That was the worst feeling ever. But yeah, that was that was my worst fear. Even though all the while I'm like literally in labor, which hurts so much more. It's kind of silly looking back that how scared I am of this cervical check, because it just takes a few seconds. But oh well. So I'm in the tub. I get out. I say I have to push. Like my body was literally just doing it. I didn't have control over it. It was literally just happening. And I said, when's the doctor coming? When's the doctor coming? And she didn't arrive for quite some time. Then they did the cervical check. And they said, the cervix is in the way a bit. We have to wait for 15 minutes and you can't push. And I said, I can't do that. I can't do that. I was just doing it. My body was just doing it. I felt like I was able to not push for like what felt like 3 minutes, something like that. And then it just happened. I have to push. I'm screaming, screaming this baby out. And he was born at 8:06 p.m. So it started at 1:30, 16 and a half, 17 hours of labor. And it was quite intense. And I was so happy when he was born. I was like kneeling forward on this hospital bed because I couldn't lay on my back. Anytime I laid on my back during the contractions, like I literally couldn't do it. I have to get up during the contraction. I could not do it. It was 10 times more painful. And I got really mad because I had some tearing and then they had to stitch me up, which was so much worse than actually birthing him. I felt like that was the worst thing in my life. And so that made me really mad when the doctor stitched me up. Looking back, I'm so sorry to her, and I apologized after. She said it's all good, but I was so mad. I couldn't focus on my beautiful baby that was just born. So they offered me their laughing gas. I take it because I thought at this point they had cut his cord and stuff. I thought, okay, well, he's born, he's out, it won't get to him. Like I was concerned that any of the medication will kind of harm him. And I take their laughing gas. It doesn't help at all. It didn't do anything. So I just kind of get through it. I'm so glad when it's over and I can hold my baby and I can just talk to him. I said, okay, let's just focus on him and I can get through this. And I apologized to the doctor, to all the nurses after. I was so embarrassed of myself, and then he was just perfect. He was completely healthy. Loud screams, such an active baby. You were letting them all know that you were there, right? He was 7 pounds, 1 ounce. We moved to the room where you could stay after. And I'm just recovering. Everything is going well. I'm so thankful for all of it. And the whole story kind of shows God's faithfulness. Because throughout all the week before he was born, I'm praying, God, let this baby be born naturally. And it happened. It kind of shows my lack of faith. I was thinking, looking back, God heard my prayer and he did answer it. Even though it was so tough, he was with me throughout the whole journey. And I'm really thankful for how everything worked out. And little baby Izzy is 5.5 weeks old as I'm filming this. And so it's been a while. Recovery has been going really well. He is a good baby. He doesn't really cry for no reason. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this positive birth experience, which was quite the story with, considering the empty gas tank. I freaked out at that moment, but it all worked out, and you can do this too. If you are trying to have a natural, unmedicated birth, I encourage you, you can do it. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be so tough. Just focus on breathing, but you can do it, and it's so rewarding. I'm telling you, it is possible, which is what I wanted to find out for myself, and it is possible. So I will do it again. He's super cute. I love him so much. That's right. Say bye.